deliver on this agenda that we've laid forward.
Okay. Speaking of people who are willing to push you, there's a bit of news that happened just as you were arriving. The NYPD Commissioner, Jessica Tisch, spoke at the Citizens Budget Commission breakfast this morning and apparently began by saying, and I'm quoting now, in my opinion, crime went up as a result of the drastic changes being made in our criminal justice laws in New York State, not as a result of the pandemic. So a lot of journalists here wanted to give you a chance to respond.
I have a different opinion. My opinion is one that looks at the spike in crime across the country over the course of the pandemic and sees similar spikes regardless of what any of those one states pursued with regards to criminal legal reform. And I think we've even seen with Raise the Age that there are fewer arrests of younger New Yorkers than there were prior to the implementation of that legislation. However, there continue to be issues with that implementation. I think chief among them is that about 2/3 of the amount of money that was allotted still remains unspent in Albany. And that is money that was critical to ensuring that these reforms are not just ones that are changed in the legal code, but they're also felt and experienced in the investments that were intended to accompany them.
Now, you were elected to the Assembly for the first time at the height of the pandemic in 2020. What's your sense of kind of where society was and how that might have affected public safety?
It was a deeply unsettling time for many people. So much of what we had come to, I apologize, I should have poured you water. I thought it would take too long. It was a time when so much of what New Yorkers had come to rely on as the facts of their life were thrown into debate. And we even saw this with the larger conversation about shutting down schools. It wasn't just that they were schools, it's also that they were, for many New Yorkers, the primary place where they interacted with city government, almost a site of social services. And I think that I heard briefly in some of the introductory remarks about an allusion to the sense of unease that people felt at that moment and continue to feel to some degree now. And when I ask New Yorkers where they feel that the most or their heightened anxiety, they often speak about the subway system. And much of that unease is not actually captured in any statistic. It's not captured in CompStat. And yet it is something that is present on the minds of New Yorkers. And I can just tell you myself, as someone who grew up in this city, not too many blocks from where we are right now, that I have a few speeds when I take the train. One is my headphones are in, the music is on. The other is the headphones are in and there's no music playing. And the other is I'm taking the headphones out of my ears. And all of this is in relation to what I am seeing there on that subway car. And I know that for many New Yorkers, it is the same. It is the possibility that what could be banal could turn into something else.
Have you ever been a victim of crime or faced a sort of a near encounter, a frightening encounter?
I have been held up at gunpoint.
Okay.
Once in my life. It was actually in Atlanta.